Good morning. We have been talking about Jesus' words about lust in Matthew 5:27 through 30. We saw that lust untended can lead you down a path and leave us open and vulnerable. Just a look, we might say, but it goes south fast. Ultimately, it goes south because our motives can be corrupted and we are intending, right? We sin because we intend to. It's not a mistake. It's not a hoop-de-doo. It's not something we stumbled into. It rather is the kind of thing that we willfully commit. It's intended. And when we intend to lust, what happens is we're just destroying the fabric of our lives. So then we talked about how we attend to it, how we have to take seriously, not scandalizing our lives, falling into the trap. Instead, I gave you 5 different practical training wheels that would go alongside holiness to help keep us upright on the bike of life. Well, if we really want to get at it, if we really want to put down and put to death lust, it's not going to be through those. We will mitigate and we'll fight, and they are important. But ultimately, how do we get at it? Let me give you 2 key statements. Number 1, you and I put lust out of business when all my worship, relational, and existential capital is spent elsewhere. In other words, when we so invest in our walk with the Lord, when we so invest on Him as our greatest joy and treasure, when we so want Him to be our greatest pleasure, when He is our ultimate joy, what happens is we see lustful counterfeits for just that. Counterfeits. We don't see them as the kinds of things that can give what they offer because we know they can't. And so we just simply say, no. We recognize. See, it's not that we're denying ourselves pleasure by not giving in to lust. It's rather that we are giving into a greater pleasure, a more satisfying pleasure, a fuller pleasure. We're not like those children that C.S. Lewis talked about, who when offered a day at the sea say to their parents, no, that's okay, we'll just stay and play in the mud, because they can't imagine something greater than playing in the mud. No. We need to be people who have seen something greater. We have tasted the goodness of the Lord, and in tasting that, we want more and more and more, and we're not satisfied with the trinkets of this world that cause us to indulge. Second thought, you take lust captive by love. You take lust captive by love. Listen to C.S. Lewis in Mere Christianity. Love is the great conqueror of lust. Being in love is far better than either common sensuality or cold self-centeredness. 2 thoughts here. One is, by experiencing the love of Christ in the gospel, I guard myself against lust because I saturate my mind and I live in that all-satisfying love of God. That's first. If you are married or moving toward marriage, let me encourage you. You will battle lust by pushing on the gas, so to speak, of love in your marriage. It is the great conqueror of lust. I think that's a beautiful statement that Lewis makes, and it is a weaponized statement in a healthy way. You can put lust to death, but you won't do it just by attending the lust. You'll do it because you are seeking to love someone in such a way that it's all-encompassing, enrapturing, and therefore protecting. So make God your greatest pleasure, and then take lust captive by love. May the Lord help you and bless you as you seek to be holy and pursue Him as your greatest joy. Take care.